Morning, friends. this morning I've had a special appreciation for the way in which the body is like a crucible for our experience. It's like I had the sense as I was doing my yoga routine this morning, because when there's resistance in my life, if I have something I'm wrestling with energetically, emotionally, a pattern, whatever it is, it's harder to do yoga. Ever notice that? When you're distraught or when there's some kind of tension, anxiety, whatever it is, in your psyche, in our psyche, the body doesn't want to move as much. And one of the disciplines, of course, of a kind of physical practice is to do it anyway, show up and do it anyway. And I've had that experience now over and over and over again. Of some mornings I show up and my body's just like, yes, let's do this. Let's reach. Let's feel. Let's be strong. Other days I show up and I'm like, it's gonna be all I can do to do this today. And you may have guessed that today was one of those days. And it's but so what happens though on those days is the body starts to move, the system comes alive, and we have to look at whatever it is we don't want to look at. It's hard to do yoga. Obviously there's a level on which we just want to be in our practice and doing our physical practice, but I think part of the value of a physical practice is that the stuff that's in our psyche is lodging in our physical system all the time. Right? We know this from God knows how many at this point researchers and teachers and mystics and people who have I have a fair amount of experience learning this lesson in my own background. I came at it through a slightly weird path of a combination of Qigong practice, intense Qigong practice, and physical theater, where you start to see when you're in a performance environment and even just an expressive physical environment. It's not like a martial artsy environment. It's more of a creative physical environment. Start to notice where's my system blocked. You watch someone on stage and you can see so evidently that there's something in their physical, that's something about the limitation in the expression that they're able to muster, they're able to evoke. It has to do with their physical body. So this is a lesson I've learned over and over again. But so that one of the disciplines is just pushing through it, just doing the practice anyway, even if there's resistance, because that resistance is it's like the thing in the psyche wanting to go somewhere physical so it doesn't have to be seen and felt anymore. Right? Just acknowledging that, it's kind of big. But it's taking something out of the emotional, psychological realm and stowing it away somewhere in our body so we don't have to see it and feel it anymore. And, that takes me directly to like inner child stuff and the fear, the programming around some of our most vulnerable issues or conundra. So that's part of this, is just getting a physical practice and sticking with it, doing it even when you really don't want to do it, because that's usually on a kind of threshold. The resistance to doing it usually comes from either something is trying to imprint itself on the physical system, some experience, some recent thing is trying to go in there and get lodged, and the system's kind of going, oh, it's kind of collapsing, and what we want to do is enliven it, develop the integrity of the system so that psychological, emotional issue can't lodge, has to be just processed, dealt with, and moved on, right? Actually dissolving our karma instead of accumulating karma. Or something long-standing that's been in the system for a long time might be starting to break loose. And a lot of times that's the case if you've been in a kind of consistent practice for a while. You've been really good about maintaining the practice and really showing up, and then all of a sudden one day it's like, but today I just can't. Yeah, that's most likely because the practice is starting to break up the scar tissue, break up the kind of calcified stuff, and it's about to kick up into consciousness where it can be felt, experienced, let go of, as David Hawkins would say. But there's a push there. There's a moment where our system wants to go, maybe not today. Can we do this tomorrow? Can we? Please, tomorrow? I promise I'll do it tomorrow. I promise. Just not right now. This is my inner voice. This is what my inner voice sounds like. I don't know what age my inner child is, but whatever this age is, whatever age you do this at. Does everybody do this, or is it just me? I think maybe like 7. Anyway, I digress. But this, I'm just holding an appreciation of that phenomenon today, and giving myself the affirmation for sticking with it, not letting that practice go. And being grateful. That's the other thing that showed up this morning. Is having something kind of kick into my psyche that I was wrestling with, and I remembered to just say, thank you. Thank you, giant cloud, for being visible to me. That's the level on which we can sometimes be grateful. Is this could be unconscious. This dark thing could be unconscious, and it could be eating away at my body. It could be eating away at my soul. It could be doing damage without me even knowing it. And it's not. It's here. I'm awake to it. I'm facing it. I may not know how to solve it, but I'm here with it. That's as far as fundamental health and spiritual practice go, there's a categorical difference if we're willing to kind of stay in that. And that's a physical thing, even when we're not doing a yoga routine, that's a physical experience of being alive and awake to what's going on in our system. So, yeah. That's what I got today. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.